To begin with, lemurs are the primates that most closely resemble the ancestors of the entire order, being exclusively endemic to the island of Madagascar in Africa. They are characterized by having a wet nose, yes, just like dogs and cats, as well as having closely spaced incisors and canines, except for the eye, which I will describe later. Almost all species have a tail, but it is not prehensile. Along with haplorhines, they form the group of prosimians. And if you ask people which one is the ugliest, they will probably say it's the eye. Don't get me wrong, but this primate does not have features that humans typically classify as beautiful. Quite the opposite. This was confirmed by a survey in which people were asked to name the ugliest animal in the world, and this primate made it onto the list. However, as they say, beauty is subjective, so neither a group's opinion nor this animal's appearance should create prejudice against it. Eyes are endemic to the island of Madagascar and inhabit the tropical rainforest, mangroves, and bamboo thickets along the island's eastern coast, as well as some regions in the northwest, living in the treetops. The eye is the only existing member of the genus Dobintonia, the family Dobinonidae, and even its inferior. Only one other species related to it is known, the giant eye, which was declared extinct in 1920. This demonstrates how rare this animal is. They are particularly unique creatures. They have long fur ranging from brownish to black, with a round face. Their eyes are large, and their face appears to be hairless, though in reality, it is covered in sparse white fur. Their ears are large, rounded, and hairless. Their tail is the furriest part of their body, giving them a squirrel-like appearance. In fact, when they were first discovered, they were initially believed to be a strange type of squirrel. If not for their limbs, there might have been no doubt about classifying them as rodents. However, both their feet and hands have opposable thumbs, just like other primates. This raised questions about whether they were actually lemurs, which was eventually confirmed. They have 5 fingers on each limb, with flat nails on their hind feet and sharp claws on their front ones. However, their most unusual feature, and the one that has given rise to many superstitions, is a very peculiar finger. On both hands, the middle finger is extremely long and thin, almost entirely lacking muscle, yet it is their most useful tool for survival. Additionally, they have long incisors that grow throughout their lives, giving them traits of both primates and rodents. Their size varies very little, reaching about 16 inches 40 centimeters from head to tail and weighing between 4.4 and 6.6 pounds, 2 to 3 kilograms. To give you an idea, they're about the size of an adult cat. The middle finger is their primary tool for feeding, thanks to a method called percussion foraging. With this finger, they gently tap the tree bark to find larvae living inside. They achieve this by detecting the galleries formed by the larvae and the echo produced within, which is picked up by their large ears. Once the prey is located, the eye makes an incision with its teeth, large enough to insert its long and thin finger, extract the worm, and eat it. Then, it repeats the process in another part of the tree. Feeding takes up between 5% and 41% of their time. Percussion foraging is essential to satisfy their hunger, which can involve consuming several dozen larvae a day. This activity is rare among mammals. Apart from the eye, the only other known animal that does it is the opossum. However, it is very common among birds, and in fact, they have their own family, Picidae, or, as we commonly know them, woodpeckers. This makes the eye the only known primate that locates its prey using echolocation, traveling up to 2.5 miles for kilometers daily to do so. They're nocturnal and entirely arboreal, spending most of their lives in trees and foraging for food at night. During the day, they sleep in spherical nests they build with branches and leaves. Their social structures are very complex, even more so than is typical among primates, which is saying a lot. Not long ago, it was believed that they were solitary, but their social structure is more intricate than it appears at first glance. They generally group with individuals of the same rank or territory, which can cover up to 123 square miles, 320 square kilometers, in males, while in females, it covers only 31 square miles, 81 square kilometers. Females are the ones who interact the least with each other, which creates a serious problem. Males have difficulty locating them and reproducing. To counter this, they mark trees with a distinctive scent produced in their cheeks, which serves to attract females. When a female is in heat, she emits a call to signal the male to come, although this can also attract other males and cause confrontations between them. In general, aye-ayes have harems, but due to the vastness of their territories and their overlap, females can copulate with other males. This type of social structure is called polygyny fight. It has been studied whether they have a reproductive seasonality, but the results indicate they do not, meaning the species reproduces year-round. After mating, the gestation lasts 164 days, and a single offspring is born. The mother cares for the young for a couple of years. Sexual maturity is reached at 3.5 years for females and 2.5 years for males. This is unusual, as in most species, females reach puberty before males, suggesting either the data is incorrect or the aye-aye is a true biological oddity. Sexual dimorphism is difficult to appreciate at first glance, and can only be distinguished by handling them and observing the mammary glands in the pelvic region of females, as well as their external sexual organs. These animals have a life expectancy of about 23 years, during which they must survive numerous predators. The main ones are the phasas, which belong to the family of viverrids. Due to the absence of other carnivorous mammals in Madagascar, the phasa is the dominant predator on the island and occupies the highest link in the food chain of this ecosystem. However, it is not the only threat to the aye-ayes, as they are sometimes hunted by Madagascar's tree boas. Nonetheless, the greatest impact on their population comes from humans. This species is classified as endangered, with an estimated population of only about 2,500 individuals in the wild. Poaching, habitat destruction, and the introduction of invasive species have significantly reduced their numbers. On top of this, their nocturnal behavior, strange appearance, and low reproduction rate are factors that worsen their situation. Additionally, their appearance and the rare sightings have generated superstitions among the Malagasy people, the local tribes of Madagascar, who fear them deeply. They are considered messengers of evil, and it is believed that encountering one is an omen of imminent death. Personally, I understand that encountering an aye-aye at night can be quite a fright, but to say it's the devil incarnate. Besides, if it really predicted death, wouldn't it at least be a warning, right? But the myth doesn't end there. Some people believe that if one is pointed at by its middle finger, they will be marked for death and face an agonizing fate. Yes, because living in the jungle by yourself isn't dangerous enough. Now, there's an animal that decides who lives and who dies. It is also said that if an aye-aye enters a village, it's a sign that a villager will die. Or the best one of all, that it sneaks into houses to kill the occupants by piercing their aorta with its middle finger. Which, if it can't make an incision in wood with its finger, it's highly unlikely that it could puncture a rib cage without you noticing. To avoid this cruel fate, it is believed that one must end the life of this animal. As if it were the Spanish Inquisition, which in one of its brilliant ideas started massacring cats, especially black ones. In some communities, this primate is slaughtered in the hope of ending the curse. And yes, you might wonder how they can do this if what happens is simply a coincidence. It's absurd, and I agree. The problem is that changing customs, beliefs, and ways of thinking is very difficult. If in my country, which could be considered advanced, there are still people who believe that a porcupine that enters a church during Mass is a demon. Yes, this happened. The priest even began to sprinkle it with holy water. For this reason, although difficult to implement, a potential solution is to start educating the populations about this animal and everything surrounding it. It is an animal that, due to its rarity and unique appearance, has generated fear, fueled by the folklore of the tribes living near it. However, its population is benefiting from captive breeding programs. Let's hope we don't have to resort to a Plan B, where we have to wait until it's critically endangered and forced to survive only in zoos. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and share it so more people can discover this channel. I'm leaving my social media links so we can stay in touch, and I'll also make relevant announcements about the channel through those platforms. If you're new here, I invite you to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon. See you later.